Hello friends, welcome to the channel retailconnect.com. In this session, we will discuss the topic of ES6 JavaScript topic called currying. Okay, so currying is basically a concept. Okay, so currying is the tough, advanced topic of JavaScript. Okay, so what does it basically do? Currying is a transformation of a function with multiple arguments. Okay, into a sequence of nested functions with a single argument. Okay, so curry basically transform a function with multiple arguments into a sequence of nested functions. Okay, so we will start with an example. Okay, what we will discuss today in this session, we will discuss how to create a curry, how to create a curry function. Okay, how to use with function definition type. Okay, how to use with arrow function and where to use in real scenario. Okay, so what is basically a currying? Okay, in currying we basically return function inside function. Okay, so let's suppose what you have a function. Okay, function sum which will return a comma b, a plus b. Okay, so you have a function sum and it will return this. So what you will do, if you will console.log and call this method with two parameters, then it will give you output 5. Okay, so this is a simple function. So how can you convert it into a curry function? Okay, so for that you have to use return function with b. Okay, and return a plus b. Here you will have a and here you will have b. Okay, so now how can you call this? For that, if you have to call this, you have to use like this. Okay, then 3, you are getting the sum. Okay, so this is the currying function. Okay, then again if you want to have return some c value, means returning the 3. Okay, okay, so then you have to call the another one and you will get the sum. Okay, what happens if you console with single? Let happen console.log. If you have a sum and with only one parameter, what will you get in console? So basically you will get this one and you will get in return this one, that is function. Okay, again if you will have some method, another call with value, then you will also get this one function, and again if you will call this one with some value, then you will get exact value, means sum of this 3 value, because it will have a plus b plus c. Okay, so this is the currying concept. So you can also achieve with this arrow function. We have with the destination function. Similarly, we can achieve with arrow function. So how can you achieve? Let sum equal to, we will have a, then we will have b. Okay, then we will have c, then we will return a plus b plus c. So in console you can see the output c. Okay, that means a is the parameter and this is returning this one. Again b is the parameter, it is returning this one. Again at the end, this is doing the same. Okay, okay, two arrow and two functions, return functions. That means okay. So we have used with arrow function. This is the definition function. Okay, so this is the simple use of currying. So that according to the definition, we basically return the function. Currying is also called partial functions. Okay, so basically it returns some functions inside from that. That means it is not fully executed. Okay, so if you want to get some function returned back, okay, with some this data, then it is called partial functions. Let it works like you have in some pause here with one execution, then we have another with another. Okay, let's suppose in this you can see we have an example here. Okay, so we will go for the another example. Okay, so before going to the another example, we will discuss one question that we have created a function for which returns only three summing of three values. But let's suppose if you want to create a function common function that will return multiple, means n number of parameters with up to n numbers. That means if you will pass like this, then it will not have to throw error. Okay, it should work, but it is throwing error. So we will have to create the same function into dynamic. That means it will be not fixed up to three. So how can we achieve this? Okay, so for that, what you can do here, you can have return check B, okay, and use the recursive sum again here with A plus B, and if it not B exists, then you have to return this one. Okay, so now what will happen if you will call like this? Okay, sum 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 parameters. Now you can add multiple parameters like this. There should not be any error. Okay, so that means you have created a dynamic sum method which can accept n number of parameters and will return the sum of them. Similarly, you can achieve this one with your arrow function as well. So in which we will have B check here, B exists, otherwise you can have recursive A plus B and then not exist, then A. So here in console you can see the output, it is same. Okay, so this is the example or the scenario where you are using to get sum of n numbers passed as arguments. Okay, so this is the real scenario example. Okay, now we will go for the another example. Okay, which is used in real scenarios. Okay, so we will delete this one. Okay, let's suppose in your organization there is an appraisal. Okay, so level 1 employer will get some 1,000 rupees or 1,000 whatever the salary, like in dollar, then $1,000 increment, and level 2 2,000, level 3 3,000 increment. Okay, so what you will do, you will create a function. Okay, salary, and then you will return A plus B. What is A? Let's suppose what is A? A is the increment value. increment value, and it is the salary. It is payout, you can name it as payout. Okay, so you will have to return like this, and then you have to control C, then this. Okay, so if you will have some employee here, then let emp1 salary, okay, of label 1. Let's suppose emp label 1 salary equal to payout with increment 1000, and then salary whatever the 5000 is. Okay, same if you have employee 2 with label 1, then I have to again call with 1000 and then whatever is its salary. Okay, so you can see we have multiple times passing the both arguments. Okay, again if you have employee 2 label 2 employees, okay, L2 here, then you will have their another increment and with their salary, whatever the salary is that. Okay, let's suppose 2,000 salary, whatever the thing. Okay, so to overcome the issue that passing with multiple times both the parameters, you can use the currying here. Okay, so how can you use the currying? Okay, so for that you will not have to return one. First one is increment, another will be the salary. Okay, then you will return this one. Okay, how this will happen, help you here. What you will do, you will just create a incrementer. Let's suppose I have given the incrementer. Okay, or you can say L1 incrementer or incremental L1. Okay, equal to payout 1000. Okay, now incremental 2 with label 2 we have 2000. Similarly, if you have label 3, then you have label 3 with payout, let's suppose 3. Okay, now we have another method which will accept only single parameter. So if you have imply 1, then you can only just pass this one and this one. Okay, so in console you can check if you have value something different here, then you can check here imply label 1 51,000 and imply label 2 41,000. That means here you are easy to call this increment only, and you have to pass the salary only. You have already set out the increment here. Okay, only you have to just pass with single value salary. Okay, similarly, if you want to have label 2, then you can use the label 2 here without using the payout directly. Okay, and if you have console this one, then you have label 2 salary again. Okay, so this became easy in real scenario where you can use the currying. Okay, this is the example of only a single means two parameters, increment and salary. Let's suppose you have some deductions, HRA, tax deduction, PF deductions. So there may be much calculations on your salary. Okay, so you can create different types of curry, means multi-level curry. Okay, so that you can get that. Okay, so in the end you will have to only set the salary, otherwise you can see control C. Let you have another one, another return, okay, with let's suppose deduction, okay, or you can say, yeah, it's a deduction, let's suppose, okay. Then what you will have to do, increment minus deduction plus, you can do like this, okay. So for now we have here deductions, okay. So you can pass the deduction as well, increment. We will name it to increment. Now we will have deduction as well. Let deductions, or you can create separate deductions, or you can use just if you have to pass the deduction here. Okay, we have deduction. Let's suppose 1000. Okay, 200. Okay, so this is the simple way you can use currying inside your. Also you can create separate one if you have deductions separate. Okay, if you have only one type of deduction, then fixed deduction like 1% or normal 1500, whatever the thing, you can set it out, okay, and use with the help of currying. Okay, if you have a fixed deduction, then you can set salary L1 salary equal to, you can use increment L1, and you can pass with fixed. If you have fixed deduction, let's suppose 100, then you can do like this, L2 salary, then you have L2 deduction, L3 salary, like that. Okay, so what you will do directly, salary with increment L2, you don't need to pass them, this one. Okay, so this way you can create your currying in real scenario. Okay, so this is the second example where you can do the currying. Okay, now what we will discuss, how to convert an existing function to currying function. One thing is that we have to rewrite that code, okay, or you can create a generic function, okay, which will convert your all type of methods into currying. Okay, so we will clear this one. We will come in with another example. Okay, so first what we will do, we will create a generic function here. Okay, generic function, and we will name, let's suppose curry. Okay, and it will take the input as function, because we are going to, you can name like this. Okay, because we are using the going to pass the function, and it will return you the currying function. Okay, so inside what you will have, return function, your function will return, and you can name it curried. Okay, you can name it curried with some arguments will be here. Okay, let's suppose args. Okay, now here what we will check is arguments. Okay, your arguments dot length is greater than equal to function dot length. If it is equal, then greater than or equal, then you have to return function, and you will have to use the apply concept here, scope binding. Okay, and you will pass the parent scope this with arguments. Okay, in else what you can do, you will have to return a new function, return function with args tool, let's suppose. Okay, then what you will have to return this one, this function. You have to return this function dot apply, have to bind the scope this. Okay, and now we have to combine the arguments. Okay, so this argument plus this argument. Okay, so we have, how can we do args that concat, okay, with arg2 args2. Okay, so this is your generic function. Okay, so which will convert your normal function into curry. So let's suppose we have a function sum. Okay, and we have a parameter c. Okay, and it returns a plus b plus c. Okay, so what happens if you will console.log simple sum 1, 2, 3. Okay, you will have sum here 6. Okay, now what we will convert, let curry sum c sum equal to curry curry, and you will pass the sum here. You will get another function. You can console and check in what is in c sum. You can see you are getting this curried function. Okay, now we will use this c sum with values. If you will pass the values 1, 2, 3, then also it will give you output. But because it is the same which is used here, which is the existing one. But if you use with the curry, okay, then it will also going to work. Okay, so you can see you are getting the response. Okay, so a normal function has been converted into curry with the help of this generic code. Okay, if you are using the load as, then you will get their curry method, where by which with the help of this you can convert your existing function into currying function. Okay, so here what we can see, if you have 3, 9, then only it will going to work. Okay, if you will have passed like this, then also it will work. Okay, and if you will do like this, then also it will work, and it will separately, it will also going to work. Okay, so this is the generic method you can create, okay, to convert your existing function into curry function, so that you can use it in the real scenario. What are the scenarios we have discussed today? Okay, like this one, and the real scenario that we just in salary calculation, okay. Okay, so in this session this much is there. Okay, and in coming sessions we will discuss more topics on JavaScript or some practice questions on JavaScript. So stay tuned with our channel, like our video, subscribe our channel, and thank you for watching.